You're earning a $250,000 salary, but retirement feels like a distant dream. Meanwhile, your neighbor's making half that and planning to retire early. What gives? The answer might surprise you. And it's not about how much you earn, but what you do with it. You'd think earning a good salary would make early retirement easy. But what if I told you the people most likely to retire early are not doctors and lawyers, but teachers, social workers, even single moms on a $40,000 a year salary? Sounds backwards, right? In this video, I'm going to share 6 reasons why high earners, even physicians, struggle to retire early, while others who avoid these 6 mistakes retire successfully. Number 1 is a late start. While moderate earners begin saving in their 20s, physicians and other professionals might not hit their stride until their mid-30s after years of education. It's not only the time to start earning, but the time to pay off debt that delays saving and investing. Now, if you have several thousands in student loans, that should definitely take priority, but that's a decade of lost compounding growth. The most important aspect of investing is compounding, meaning your returns are reinvested and generate more returns. So if you invest $100 at 10%, you have $110 after a year. The following year, you'll earn 10% on the $110, which is $121. This is why time is so important. Even saving and investing small amounts in your 20s will pay dividends in your 50s. Though most of you are probably past your 20s, so what else can you do to ensure you don't fall into the same traps? Well, this next mistake is most critical. The golden handcuffs. Have you ever stopped to consider how your spending habits might be sabotaging your wealth building goals? The private schools, luxury cars, vacation homes, they create a life that demands your income. Meanwhile, moderate earners develop frugal habits early, living well below their means. Wealth is having more money than you need or needing less than you have. For instance, if you earn $70,000 and can live on $30,000, you're wealthy, and saving and investing is not a problem. However, if you earn $300,000 and need $250,000 to live on, you're broke. Furthermore, if you need that $300,000 a year in retirement, you need to save $7.5 million. And that's not going to happen if you're spending your full salary. Yet some people have managed to retire early by living frugally and saving aggressively. For example, Tanja Hester, author of Work Optional, left her 9-to-5 in her late 30s after building a 7-figure portfolio on 2 average incomes. She and her partner designed a flexible life with passion projects and part-time work years before traditional retirement age. Remember this simple truth: wealth isn't about earning more, it's about needing less than you have. Now that leads us to our third big common mistake, is the credit trap. Almost every family earning over $100,000 owns credit cards, and this invisible spending could be your wealth's biggest enemy. When you swipe plastic instead of handing over cash, you don't feel the same pain of parting with your money. This psychological disconnect makes it dangerously easy to spend more than you realize. Your brain doesn't register credit card purchases as actual spending in the same way it does with physical cash. Even high earners with stellar credit scores fall into this trap. Here's the reality check you need. You might have the income and assets for excellent credit, but you can't build real wealth while you're busy paying interest to someone else. Let's take physicians, for example. Many doctors graduate with $200,000 in student loans, but then they may pile on consumer debt from credit cards, personal loans, and luxury car payments. They feel entitled to these rewards after years of sacrifice during medical school and residency. But this isn't universal. Some smart doctors avoid this pitfall completely. If you're curious about how some doctors eliminate 6-figure debts within just 5 years after residency, the White Coat Investors Millionaire Milestones podcast has some truly eye-opening stories. The most recent episode featured Dr. Sean Rainey, who paid off more than $500,000 in student loans for himself and his wife over 5 years. So discipline with an eye towards future goals ensures financial success. Beyond spending, another reason high-income earners are not accumulating as much in savings is taxes. Many high earners are stuck in traditional W-2 employment. They're paying maximum taxes with minimal deductions. But here's what's crazy: the government intentionally designed the tax code to reward entrepreneurs and investors with massive tax breaks. When you're a W-2 employee, the government takes their cut before you even see your paycheck. Whereas when you're an entrepreneur or business owner, you deduct your expenses first and pay taxes on the residual income or profit. As an employee, you might be taking home 30% less than an entrepreneur making the same amount. Your taxes are automatic with almost no room to plan or strategize. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, entrepreneurs get to write off business expenses, equipment purchases, travel costs, and even parts of their home. Then they pay taxes on that residual income. And it's all perfectly legal because the tax code was built this way on purpose. The tax code rewards business owners and investors because they fuel economic growth. But here's a perspective shift. Taxes aren't meant to punish you. Structure your income strategically. You can legally keep more of what you earn by playing by the exact rules the government designed. Now, the next mistake high earners make is poor investment strategy. High earners fall into two dangerous investment traps. They are either blindly trusting 401ks and target date funds, thinking that that's enough, or they swing to the opposite extreme, throwing money at risky startups, NFTs, and real estate with zero due diligence. The truth is, both approaches are fundamentally flawed. During the 2008 crisis, those safe target date funds, they tanked by 30 to 40%, shocking investors who thought they were protected. And yet these same funds have exploded in popularity, growing a whopping 1,200% over the last decade, because people crave that set it and forget it approach. But building real wealth requires more than trusting the market. It demands strategy. Even with employer contributions boosting 401k plans, relying solely on these accounts leaves serious money on the table. The wealthy know that diversification isn't just a buzzword, it's your financial shield against uncertainty. The ideal wealth strategy balances reliable retirement accounts with calculated alternative investments. Smart diversification is how the truly wealthy build generational wealth, not gambling and not playing it safe. Now, the sixth mistake is no flexibility or exit plan. If your only plan is to just keep working, you're one crisis away from burnout. Many high-income earners, such as doctors, provide valuable services to others, but they fail to help themselves in one critical way. They don't build exit ramps from their career. And the truth is, they're just one crisis away from being trapped. Think about it. You've spent a decade becoming a doctor, mastering your specialty, building your practice. But what happens if you wake up one day and can't stand the thought of going to work, or your health suddenly fails, or if management changes and makes your job unbearable? Without options, you're stuck. And here's where most professionals get it wrong. They think diversification only applies to their investment portfolio, not their careers. But the same principle that protects your money should protect your professional life too. Having multiple streams of income isn't just smart finance, it's smart career planning. It's applying business wisdom to your professional life, creating a safety net that catches you when the unexpected happens. There are many options: passive investing in real estate or other vehicles, consulting gigs, online businesses, or courses. The truth is, your W-2 job might feel secure, but it's actually the riskiest approach to your career. That steady paycheck can disappear with a merger, malpractice suit, or simply reaching your breaking point. Building financial independence isn't optional, it's an essential protection against the volatility of any industry. Creating options now means the power to choose later when burnout, health issues, or changing values inevitably arrive. The point isn't to quit tomorrow, it's to have choices when you need them most. Now, the seventh mistake is again aligned with this as well, is a false sense of security. Earning a high income can feel secure, but without savings rate or investment strategies, wealth will not build fast enough for early retirement. Most people think earning $200,000 means early retirement is guaranteed, but without aggressively saving and investing, you'll still be working well into your 60s like everyone else. I've seen doctors, lawyers with massive incomes who cannot retire because of the demands of their lifestyle. Often that false sense of security from a good paycheck and presumed job security keeps them from paying attention to their saving and investing rate. There's always a tomorrow until there isn't. Financial experts recommend saving 15 to 20% at minimum, but if you want to retire early, you need to pump up those numbers to 30% or more. Everyone wants to believe a big salary equals financial freedom, but that's the lie keeping so many successful people chained to their desk. The path to early retirement isn't earning more, it's building wealth smarter. Start today by investing consistently, living below your means, and exploring tax-efficient strategies. The good news, it's never too late to change course. I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.